Furia. And coming into the last 4 events, they've now got 3 wins in the last 4. They're looking like pound for pound the best team in the world. You have Fallen, who has an insane record against most of these guys. He's lost one best of 5, and it was basically a decade ago. We're going into an event that has a best of 5 finals. Fallen hasn't lost to Nico in an S tier event, and he has beat this guy in ESL Season 6. He's beat him in 2017 in the Impact. Like, it has been a continual dominance for Fallen, and to see him in this old form with this new roster, they're looking like the best team in the world. You taking them in the finals? Like, what are your thoughts on this Furia squad? You taking them for the major?
I mean, for me, Furia is really good, and if they have a much harder bracket, I think it will be more difficult for them to get to the finals. With this one, like, yeah, they had the easy mode bracket, but like they still beat Vitality before they even got to the playoffs to even take that spot for the easy bracket. So they've been taking down top tier teams. They beat Falcons there in the finals. They've been beating Vitality. They can beat Mouse. But if it comes down to the majors where the most stakes are on the line, and for Furia, Maladoy is that key factor. He has been. Like, Fallen is making great calls, but he said before, and I talked about it a little bit last episode, of just the team sometimes gets a little discombobulated in the mid-rounds. So they just need to work on that. Maladoy keep popping off. And yeah, sure, they have a great chance, but the same way Falcons could finally not choke. But they are, I would say they are the top bet going into the major. Like, they are the best team right now. They are the ones to beat, just like Vitality at the last major.
Sure, we got it.
I completely agree with that, but at the same point in time, I think they're the team to beat right now. But big picture looking forward, I still think there's 5 or 6 teams that could win it total. I think the room for error between any of those top 5 or 6 teams is so close right now, and that's what, in my opinion, makes Counter-Strike such a great watch right now. Because like we talked about months ago, when you were watching maps, you're like, all right, who's going to beat Vitality? All right, who's going to beat Vitality? Who's going to beat Vitality? Now it's like, who can show up, what tournament, what day of the week, and have a good run. So it's going to be exciting for this entire major.
I mean, it's a good time to get hot as well, right?
Yep.
Like, it's right before the major, cruising into it. I think the Falcons looked better than they ever have in this one for me, too. So, like, I'd love to see a rematch in that. We probably will see it at some point, whether it's group stage or in the playoffs, because I think both those teams will be playoff teams. But it's also like, I don't take away Vitality against them. I still think Spirit can show up against them, Mouse. So it's not like, I think they're hot right now, and they have had a path to the grand finals that's been easier than some of the other ones we've seen. They haven't had to take down every single giant to get there, right?
Sure.
It's normally one team that they have to beat, and they do beat that one team. And so if their path to the grand finals in the major is a little bit more challenging, I think they might struggle. But ultimately, we have seen that they can go toe-to-toe with anybody right now. I think they are the clear number one based off of their current results, but it is very much one of those things where they're going to have to be able to beat all the good teams for the major because of the Swiss format more than anything else.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's in the current capacity, they're the team that has beaten all of the other teams. You look currently, Falcons have kryptonites, but they are the kryptonite of others. Vitality is the kryptonite of a lot of teams. They have kryptonites themselves. Fury is the only team currently that has no kryptonite. They might make a mistake. They might slip up. And in the end, they might have made a mistake of peaking too early. This might have been their peak. Whereas I do agree, Falcons are on a little bit of an ascension, but you need them to peak at the right time. But, I mean, the last major, where were Falcons when it mattered most? And that's Furia actually was there in a young, youthful version.
And so was Pain.
And so was Pain. And when you look at this roster, though, we talk a lot about Maladoy and Fallen as well, but like Quesarado and Yukindar and Yuri, like, they're good players. Like, Quesarado is arguably the best player on the team, and then Maladoy is fighting him for that at every turn. Just Maladoy gets you the excitement in it. It feels like they always have the player to come up clutch in the right time, and no other team currently has a player that can always pick it up. It used to be Vitality, but that's just not the case anymore.
I just want to see Fallen or Furia when they're down a little bit,
Yep.
and you can't get Maladoy that op, because that's kind of when in some of the maps you've seen them struggle a little bit, is they get behind early and the econ doesn't start rolling, and he can't get that op. And there was a map, I want to say, in the group stage of Blast Rivals where he had 25 kills and 24 of them were with the op, and it's like, then the next map he has 5 kills in the game 3, and it's like, wait a minute. Were you not able to?
It's also weird too because you got to think that Fallen like stepped away from being the opper to allow Maladoy to kind of come in and take that mantle, and like we still see times where they're double opping, and like that is a scary team because like when you think about a site like Nuke or Inferno or whatever, and you're more split. If you see an op on one side, your team will normally rotate away. but then you rotate into Maladoy from Fallen. Like that's terrifying.
I think I would go Fallen.
You would choose it, but you don't know.
Like,
right?
where is Fallen? I'll
Yeah,
take
yeah.
that side.
For sure.
I think the op crutch is just like one of those things for teams, and like that's something that people obviously joke about more in just the regular premiere and playing of the game. But it's for me, Maladoy is like a great operator. Same with Monacy, but like that's why Zywoo gets so much credit from me is that he has the ability to do both. As to where you can see those dips from Furia if Maladoy isn't able to get the op and is not popping off. And sure, you got your Kinder and all them who are good with the rifles, and they can make those clutch plays. But it could be that moment where you shut down Maladoy, you might just be able to shut down Fallen. The same with Monacy when he's not doing good those tournaments. Falcons isn't performing. So I think that is a big aspect, and hopefully they can overcome that. And it looks like they have, so it's not just the op crutch.
Yeah, and I think I found it really quick. It was the Furia versus Vitality in group stage where they went 3 maps. And game 1 on Nuke, he had 20 op kills. On game 2, Overpass, he had 20. On map 3, he had 7 kills total.
Yep.
It's like without it, who knows? And again,
Sure.
arguably we're saying the number 2 team right now. It shows up when he doesn't have.
What was the third map?
Inferno.
Inferno. Yeah, I mean, and that one's tough. I mean,
Sure.
you only get one op angle for the most part down middle, and it's kind of contested.